Hello students, welcome back to our SmartPLS video series. Now in this video, we are focusing on multi-group analysis. What is multi-group analysis and why is multi-group analysis? For instance, I'll just give you an introduction for now before moving to the actual simulation using SmartPLS. Actually, if we take our model like studying the variables or the impact or whatever variables that can impact online banking system use. Okay, if we add multi-group analysis to this model, we would check whether a specific group within our variables will have a different impact on that system use. For example, and we're going to use the same example here. If we take females as a group and males as a group, okay? And we study the relationship between the set of independent variables that we have and the dependent variable, which is the actual system use. And we see how females or males might change the relationships or the impacts or the figures, the outer weights, etc. Okay, so it's different from moderation. Moderation, we have two variables, one independent, one dependent variable, and we have one variable that is moderating that relationships between this dependent and the independent variable. Okay, so let's move on to check more details about multi-group analysis. Okay, in this video, we're gonna just give you more explanation before I do a simulation and do the reporting using bootstrapping as well as checking a variety of tests like the parametric test. Okay, let's move on now. Let me share screen. Okay, share screen here. Okay, and let me just put this as silent. Okay, so, all right. Okay, let me now move to the PowerPoint presentation first and just give you some introduction. Okay, so review, okay, this is slideshow from beginning. Okay, so multi-group analysis, as I mentioned, multi-group versus moderation as well. Moderation just impacts one relationship between an independent and a dependent variable. Okay, MGA, as I told you, the multi-group analysis takes an entire group, for instance, and checks like, how would my structural model differ in case I use only males or only females or just both of them together? Okay, so management here can understand the role of a specific group, and maybe they may target that group better than the other group, depending on how influential a specific group is. Okay, so multi-group analysis is really important. Okay, in the last video, we have considered some variables and the differentiation among variables. It's just addressing how impactful or more influential a specific variable over the other. In this video, we're focusing on simply groups, if we consider them in our variables. Okay. Once we do multi-group analysis using SmartPLS, you need to have some sufficient processing power, like a good computer. Okay, and not too many groups and too many sample sizes. This may just increase the processing time once you run the calculations using SmartPLS. Okay, so let's move further here. Okay, so in the calculations, we go into two steps of calculations or two phases. In the first phase, we do the bootstrapping, the usual bootstrapping, and we check the path coefficients, our p-values, t-values, etc. And we do a report for whatever your master thesis or your PhD dissertation or whatever your publications. We report visuals, which is the schematic visual that we get, which is the model. Okay, the path coefficients with confidence intervals bias corrected. Okay, we report it for the complete model, okay, considering both groups together, or for groups separate, like the model for females, males, etc. This is the first phase. In the second phase, we do the MGA calculations and we check the tests, okay? We got the parametric testing and the Welch-Saterthwait test, okay? In the parametric test, okay, this is a significance test for the difference of a group-specific PLS structural equation model results that assumes equal variances across groups, okay? And for the Welch-Saterthwait test, it's a parametric significance test for the difference of group-specific PLS results that assumes unequal, okay, variances among groups. All right, let's now move to SmartPLS and start just running some, okay, I'll just get some annotations here. Okay, all right, Spotlight, this is the annotations that I'll get. All right, I will just take this, maybe. Okay, I'll just get the mouse here. Okay. All right, so here. Okay, and that will be, okay. All right, so let me now, all right, for this sample size, okay. All right, so how do I add the groups, okay? How do I add the groups? This is what I can start with right here, okay? Simply, I will take this away, take this bootstrapping off, and take this off, and I'll simply delete the groups that I have. Okay, and that's it. All right, so let's start from scratch here. We go to the data set that I have here. I named it MGI because in this data set, I have added the gender variable. I didn't have actually in my data set the gender variable. For the sake of this video or this presentation, I added the gender variable, females and males. All right, so this is the data set. I'd simply click this one, which is the green data set that's highlighted. And I can either generate data groups, okay? I think it will lead to the same results. I can put here gender or maybe males, okay? And simply take gender as one here. Okay, 2 unique variables. This is what it has, 2 unique variables, minimum 2 cases, all right. So 2 unique variables. Okay, so group 1, this is 1 would be, all right, 2 unique variables. It has 2 unique variables. So simply let me just try, see what will happen here. Okay, see, it has created, but it did create male's gender. This is 1, and this is female's gender. Okay, simply let me delete those. I will generate it again. This is, okay, group 1, that would be males, okay. I simply put here male, okay. And that would be, I'll go into gender again, 2 unique variables, okay, male, 2 unique variables, let me press okay. I have males, all right. Okay, let me delete that. Okay, I'll simply go into name prefix, this is gender, okay, and I want simply here, if I go into gender here, okay, and that should be males, I just can't, it will simply, it's actually the same function, but it generates your data groups once you have the data inside your data set. Okay, it will do the same here. Let me see. The option allows you to define groups of data carrying out a group-specific analysis. You need to define in your data set. This grouping should have numbers 1, 2, 3. The dialog uses, okay. Age 1, okay. Age 3. Okay, we may have to do some change in the data set here if we have to use this function. However, in simple terms, okay, let me just not confuse you. In simple terms, I will cancel this and I will move to add a group of data here. It's very simple. The group first is, I put as gender, okay. Group name is gender. Okay, this is gender. Okay, gender, I put it here, is equal to 1. Okay, simply that's not gender here, male, equal to 1. Okay, and add term. No, I don't need to add term. Okay, so this is male 704. I do the same for the female. So simply this is female. Okay, I pick up gender here and I put equal to 2, which is the number for female. Okay. Okay, that's 2. So simply I have females and males. All right. So my data groups are added now. Okay. Let me go further now. All right. Okay, so now I have the groups added. So I simply chose the add group function. The generate data group function may require you to do some changes in the data set. Maybe just name females and males separate, and simply you will easily put them in. But add data group is actually straightforward. Okay, now I'll go into calculate, all right? But simply before calculate, let me go into my model. Remind you here, I am studying the impact of several variables, okay, on the actual system use of online banking systems. Okay. Let me see here what I can do. Let me use the spotlight, calculate, all right? And the first, as I told you, in the first phase, we do calculate bootstrapping, okay? Sample 500. I don't want to choose more than 500 here. Okay. I try to, okay, if I can, just I'm trying to zoom in. Okay, bootstrapping, okay, I leave everything the same. Okay, significance level, this is 10%. I go into data group, select all, okay? And simply start calculations. Okay, let's see what we can get. In this time, let me just open a Microsoft Word document to reporting results, okay? Okay, this is a Microsoft Word document. Okay, and let me as well, this is also an Excel document, MGA. Okay. In case I want to report the results now, I'll start just reporting. Let me go into onto SmartPLS. All right, let me see what happened now. Okay. I click into, as you notice here, I have the path coefficients complete. What does complete mean? It's just considering everything, both groups together. Okay, this is complete. All right, this is the original sample, 0.299. We have some significant values, those in green. We have some values that are not significant, okay? I go into path coefficients. That path coefficient, this is complete, this is female, and this is male. You see the values are changing. But just to give you maybe a clearer picture, I go into the model here, okay? As you notice here on this model, you see the perceived usefulness impact on behavioral intention to use. Okay, the functional value impact on perceived usefulness. Now this is male. Okay, if we change into female, we see that those arrows just a change in values. Okay, and this means like those groups have their impact. So there is a difference when once considering females alone, males alone as groups, or complete together, okay? So if we go now complete, we see as well a change, okay? We have a change in the t-values, in Cronbach alpha, on the relative values. So there is a change, okay, once we consider the group separate as well as complete. But we're gonna go deeper now into the results. Here we go into bootstrapping, and let me just widen this. If we consider now this is male, attitudes towards using, okay, this is the attitude. Considering actual system use, we see there is a significant value here. Okay, the sample is 0.72, which means like groups have, males have an impact. Let me just jump into females to see. It is a higher value here. Okay, the original sample is higher. See, it's 0.343. However, for males, it is 0.272, and both are significant. However, there is slightly some difference in that significance level. Okay, this is one relationship that I have considered, and the same applies, but this one goes negative for males. Let me check for females. This is the fourth value. It is negative as well for females. However, for complete, it is negative as well. So we have slightly some differences once we consider males, female groups, as well as complete. Okay, what do I report? I do report this visual, okay, and simply, how do I report this? I take a snap, okay, I take a snap for this. Okay, let me see now. I took the snap. No, it's not that. Okay. All right, let me see. Okay, let me move this away. All right, and this is the, let me see here. Right indicator. Export as image to file, or export as image to clipboard. Let me try image to clipboard and simply paste it here. Here it is, okay? That is the visual. That is one visual. All right, and simply I go into SmartPLS again, into bootstrapping function. I got to report this, the path coefficient for every one of them. So I can go into Excel format and simply do MGA. This is one. Okay. We can just put them side by side. Okay, we can just put them side by side. I'll take it for complete, and okay, maybe for complete, we can take it like maybe, all right, okay, I'm not gonna spend all the time in this video on just reporting those, because they may, let me just change the notation here into a mouse. Okay. I can, let me lay out it as orientation landscape here. I can simply, okay. Now we can do it for groups for okay, SmartPLS. And what do I do here? That's for the path coefficient, confidence intervals, and I consider it as well with the confidence levels, okay? As well, Excel format, and simply go into Excel, copy it into Excel V, and then, or maybe I try to copy it direct into Word. No, it won't work as good. So simply, this is how I can report it. Or you can simply put it side by side, okay? That's one, and I can take, okay, that would be enough for this one, okay? And you can simply, this is for complete, you can do it for females the same, as well as male is the same. Okay, so this section would be the complete, let's say, okay, cut. This section would be the complete, okay, MGA complete analysis for this complete. And this would be then below this one would be female group, MGA female group, okay, and MGA male group, okay, for instance. So we have to report for whether your dissertation or thesis or even publications, you got to do the proper reporting, okay? You can refer to other videos before and see how I do usually report such data. Okay, so this is phase one, which is the bootstrapping. How about phase two? Phase two will give me just more specific look into the differences among the groups, okay? I go into complete, all right, and multi-group analysis, and I go A for females, B for males, okay, or vice versa. I don't think that would matter. All right, so start calculations. Okay, let's see. All right, usually the larger the data set and the more the groups that you have, and even if the slower your processing power of your computer, the more time it will take to give you the results. Okay, however, okay, might take a bit. Now, here we go. Okay, so now, all right, we see here, okay, what do I have here? See, let me show you. Okay. Okay, Shin. In this, we can read different results. We see the path coefficient difference between male and female. Here, it's slight difference, slight here, it is negative, okay? So we have some difference here, okay, as well here. So simply, there is some difference between male and female impact, okay? However, that difference, I would say it's not very significant. Okay, it's not. We have a slight difference. Okay, males have a different look, for instance, on or different consideration, different attitude toward online bank system use in comparison with females. However, overall, we can deduce because that p-value is not significant. Okay, we can say that the difference between those two groups is not much significance. Okay. So males versus females, this is the p-value, males versus female. The difference is very slight here, okay? In the path coefficient, difference is very slight. And this is what is resulting in a p-value that's higher than 0. And this it indicates a lower level of significance. Okay, I can report those as well. Okay, but however, let me go into parametric test just to confirm. Okay, and here we go. Path coefficient. Okay, parametric tests is confirming the same, and we have a p-value here as well that's not significant. So that difference is not significant if we consider males and females. Okay, and the Welch-Saterthwait test as well is confirming the same. Okay, so overall, let me just stop share here. All right. So overall, my fellow students, so multi-group analysis can be used to understand the impact of a specific group on your model overall, okay? How your structural model would change, how the variables impact the p-value as well as the path coefficients and the beta. All these variables would change if we consider a specific group or maybe a multiple number of groups together. So multi-group analysis would help us understand, for instance, how if we add a specific geographical area, would it change the impact or our understanding of structural model that we are doing or we are studying? And here, I'd say management through group multi-group analysis would understand how females would differ from males, how, for instance, specific cities would differ from different cities in different geographical areas. Maybe experience can be one group or one variable that would be sorted out in a specific group. All right, my fellow students, quantitative data analysis using IMS, using SmartPLS can be really interesting if we understand the relationships among a variety of dependent and independent variables, and if we consider how groups may impact these relationships, how specific mediators and moderators may impact such relationships as well. Thank you for watching, and please stay tuned for the next video. All right. Bye-bye.